Too late.
Oh,
Welcome to Reality After Show. This is the Thank You, Matt Bischoff podcast. Matt Bischoff is officially retiring from the world of podcast. Oh, wait. I am so sorry, Matt Bischoff. I may have brought you here under incorrect circumstances. This is not the Thank You, Matt Bischoff podcast. This is the roast of Matt Bischoff. We're here to light you up, motherfucker.
Dude, I'm here for it. Like I was telling Lex and Brett and Wardog, I wish all of you guys were out flying to Fiji right now to film Survivor 50.
I'm actually in Fiji. Me and Carolyn just locked in our alliance. Jerry Manthe, no, she is not here. So this is weird. I have never been surrounded by more people other than an intervention. This is quite the showing. And for the record, Matt Bischoff, this is the most excited I've ever been about a podcast ever until 10 o'clock where I have Jerry Manthe, and that will be immensely better than this.
Of course. Oh, dude, that rules. I'll have to listen to that on my flight tomorrow.
Sure. You guys can cry on each other's tiny pillows.
Yes. So we have a cavalcade of stars here. For those of you listening and not watching, you're insane. We have the Wardog, holy moly, from the Edge of Extinction. Is that correct? Did I get?
Yes, sir. What's going on, fellas?
Wardog is here. We got Bret LaBelle, our favorite Boston cop from Millennials versus Gen X. Brett, did you run over Kieran Reed?
I did not. Not. No.
Great.
Not yet, anyway.
That's good. That's good. We got Lex Vandenberg. He's on a lot of rumored lists. We'll get there later. Lex, Survivor, Africa, and All Stars, one of our favorites. Welcome, Lex. Mm-hmm. And we have Gabe Ortis, the newbie here. Season 47. Thank God for season 48. You're relevant. Gabe has a brand new podcast here on the Reality After Show Network. Gabe's big move. Pretty excited about that. And then we have the man of the hour, the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour, Matt the Beard Bischoff. This is indeed the roast of Matt Bischoff. Welcome aboard, Matt.
Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. And Gabe, congratulations on having to deal with Jonny Fairplay for the next 5 years.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Somebody had to bring the average age of this channel down a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
The roasting. He's already ahead of the game. He's roasting all of us now. How dare you?
I feel like Gabe lost a bet.
And I have to hang out with all of you guys. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we're going to start with the flavor of the month, the newbie. Gabe, you know how a roast works. Bring us in, brother.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, Matt. I'm going to get to you, but everybody else has to eat theirs first. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Lex from Survivor, Africa, and All Stars is here, which is surprising because I heard Boston Rob told you were going to be on season 50. I guess that was a lie, too.
Wow. Too soon.
I read that Lex was the only male from his original tribe to make the merge in All Stars, which doesn't make sense to me because we all saw Rob make you his bitch. Lex officiated Jerry Manthe's wedding. Did everyone get free checks for herpes after the wedding, or did they just give you your own punch bowl to drink from? At Final Tribal Council, Lex told Rob and Amber the money they'd win could not buy back the friendships they crushed to get there. It did, however, buy them a home, a business, a full career in reality TV, and a stable life for their many kids. But I'm sure your friendship was keeping them up at night.
Did I miss the memo, Johnny? Is this just my roast?
Well, hold on. Everyone's gonna get it, Lex. Don't worry.
Hey,
Speaking of which, Wardog Da Silva is here. Nothing cooler than a 45-year-old man that calls himself Wardog. Wardog, I've actually never watched your season because I heard it was bad and not worth my time.
Wow.
Wardog said in his Survivor application, his biggest pet peeve was weakness and people who complain about things not breaking their way. Pretty funny for a guy who got voted out because he had a breakdown after tribal council for things not breaking his way.
Wow.
Bret LaBelle is here from Millennial versus
boy.
Gen X. Bret was promoted to lieutenant in the police department after being on Survivor. If I saw the fat drunk from Survivor running to arrest me, I can't tell you how confident I'd feel I could run and get away. Bret had been applying to get on the show since Survivor Africa. I'm not sure what would have been gayer that season, Bret's presence or Lex's piercings.
Does Big Tom get to vote?
Jonny Fairplay, the host of this event tonight, and the owner, the proprietor of Survivor and Reality After Show, claims he had to leave Fans versus Favorites because he banged his head against a wall on the boat. At least now you know how everyone else feels when they have to deal with you. Johnny goes to a salon and dishes out hundreds of dollars to keep his hair looking like it did when he was 20 years old. That makes you the gayest person on this roast, and Bret LaBelle is here.
That's right. I wish I prepared for this more.
Johnny got baptized in 2017 at 43 years old. I don't know why you did that. Jesus himself can make a pitch for you to get into heaven. You're still going to hell. Johnny brings his fake wrestling belt with him everywhere he goes now. At first, it seemed kind of cool, but then I realized this is no different than a baby bringing his blankie to keep him from crying in big crowds.
Kind of ruining it.
Johnny cried when Johnny Bananas yelled at him during House of Villains. I haven't seen something that pathetic since Johnny cried over having a headache and begged to leave Micronesia early. And of course, the man of the hour, the guy who is leaving us, too sweet to be sour, Matt Bischoff. Matt, your beard looks like a traffic cone is dangling off your chin. Matt likes to snarl at the camera when he takes pictures, which makes him look edgy and punk rock. Awesome qualities to have for a 51-year-old dad. That was put on the fans tribe when he played Survivor. What is he a fan of exactly other than bad tattoos? Many idols were found and played on Matt's season. What you might not know is there was a super idol in play that was never found. They hid it in Matt's beard. He doesn't know it's still in there 23 years later. Matt is from Cincinnati. That sucks. Matt had the very first confessional of Fans versus Favorites too. That was very nicer production to let you know this season was going to suck from minute one.
It was the first New Era season.
Oh, that's so
Matt played
funny.
with Shamar Thomas, who was medevaced after going blind in one eye. I'm still not convinced one-eyed Shamar isn't Matt's tattoo artist. The biggest crime committed by a player after being on Survivor Caramoan is Matt still keeping his beard, and he played with known gang member and arsonist Brandon Hands. This last one is so dumb. Matt loves his kids and family. Isn't that gay?
Bret, is that gay?
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of homophobia running around here. I don't know what to do.
We got our gay fact checker here.
When did this podcast turn into our hap?
All jokes aside, I did my very first Survivor podcast with Bobby Goodsby and with Matt on this channel. And I can't tell you how nervous I was before I did that. And it was so fun. And Matt was such a warm presence to welcome me into this whole post-Survivor alumni world. And to be the next guy coming up as he leaves is very intimidating, very humbling, but very exciting all in the same way. So to be on a panel with these bona fide legends of the game, I feel very unworthy. I feel very humbled. And to make you guys laugh a little bit was one of the coolest things I've ever got to do. So I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about me and the legend himself, Matt Bischoff, and all the other legends on this panel right now.
Well, dude, I mean, that was killer, Gabe. I mean, what's awesome is that like you've done the thing that I've never done, and that's fucking prepare before we do a podcast.
I all of that I wrote in 30 minutes before coming on here.
We're all aware, Matt.
That's 30 minutes longer than I've ever spent before a podcast. I spend like I need to take a shit. I got to grab some beers.
Oh my God.
I'm going to say to all you old fuckers there, the kids hit hard, man. Gabe, holy shit. I don't even know if I should bother going at all because I was actually for a second worried about. I even checked in with Johnny. I'm all, how hard are you going today? And he kind of told me, and I said, okay, well, mine's pretty tame. Now I feel like, I mean, I'm going to be Mr. Rogers coming to a roast.
Don't worry,
I'll pick up counterbalance.
It won't hurt, Matt, at all when I throw. Gabe, you probably say it better than I do, but one of my little pussy gay slaps at you.
Well, we'll give you time to revamp your material. Bret LaBelle, we're gonna go Bret, and then we're gonna go Wardog. Bret LaBelle, what do you got? Because Bret's double dipping here. He's on the clock, the Boston Police. That's how they do things.
That's awesome.
And then he's got another podcast, and then he's coming back.
Wow.
So I want to, so I wasn't prepared for I didn't realize we were all roasting each other. But I just want to say,
That's too bad.
Yeah, it is too bad because if I had a little more time, I would have crushed it. But I just want to say, Matt, man, we're all gonna, really sad to see you go. You're part of one of the most successful Survivor podcasts out there. You've done a great job. I've been on the podcast with you. Mm-hmm. You've been gracious, and it always amazed me, even when I was on the show, like your knowledge of the game and how into the podcast you got for someone who never actually played the game. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I know you played that Bob Crowley Survivor once or twice, and you're probably playing with Adam Klein because he liked to play that game, so you got to probably meet him, and that was probably a thrill for you. But yeah, I mean, it's just maybe if you did actually play, you'd see that it's a little different than the Bob Crowley Survivor. But I'm gonna miss you, and I really did enjoy being on it a couple times with you. You were gracious, and it was really cool. And all kidding aside, if you tried a little harder on Survivor, worked as hard as you did on that backyard that you have, you might have actually won the game. So
true. You're exactly right.
I gotta say that backyard is awesome. I see you posting stuff on it. It's pretty impressive, man.
Oh, thank you, man. I spent a lot of time out there. I just was griddling and getting my pool in order earlier today.
Is that what they call it?
Yes.
I'm jealous, man. That was like a pretty cool place to chill.
Bret, you call it griddling now? Is that
yes?
The word?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
But so I wish I could. I don't want to. I have plenty on everybody here, but I just didn't. Last minute here, but listen, Matt, good luck to you, buddy. And we are going to miss you. I think you do a great job on this podcast.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it.
So Bret's going to hang out as long as he can. He's going to dip out. He's coming back because I'm roasting the Chev.
Great.
But in the interim, Wardog is here. Oh my God.
All right, what's up, gents? So first off, let me give a little context here. I got a call here from the Boca Raton Cruiserweight Champion. They say he was doing a podcast.
The world.
Okay. Of the world, right? Cruiserweight Champion of the world. I never let the champ down. Yeah. He told me, he said, listen, we're going to do a roast on Matt Bischoff. I legit said, who? I didn't know who it was. So I said to him, he goes, Survivor player. We've been on podcasts for, I don't know who that is, Johnny. Send me a picture. He sent me a picture, and it was crazy because I remember the face and the beard, but I couldn't remember anything this guy ever did on Survivor. So I actually had to go look up his profile. And then they said he was on Caramoan. And I was like, I remember Caramoan. That's got the specialists on it. It's got Corinne, the three amigos, Shamar. Who the fuck is this guy? So I read your profile, Matt, and it might have been the most vanilla, uneventful game I've ever seen on Survivor for a guy who lasted a decent amount. So, but you made it to podcasting world, and I guess you made it to Johnny Fairplay's podcasting world. So I guess it's a thing, right?
Yeah.
But seriously, you've been a real cool guy. I do remember when I had a little beef with Jonny Fairplay when my season was airing, and I know you did reach out, so I definitely appreciate that. It doesn't make your game any better as Survivor, but at least it makes you a better person. So, and you know what? And I know you're like you're taking a step back. I feel you. I haven't watched Survivor in like 3 or 4 years, so as much. Even if I had 3 hours prepared, I could never respond to Gabe because I didn't know who the fuck it was when he was talking. So I haven't seen any of the recent seasons. But I definitely know the other legends. Bret I've met. Bret's a stand-up guy, and Lex I've never met. But I mean, Lex, my man, I've been watching Survivor. Well, I was watching Survivor for about season 1 to 40, all the way through. So I remember Africa really well. Of course, I remember All Stars. And it's definitely an honor to share a podcast with you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, so that's
the
cool.
worst roast ever, Wardog.
No,
I think he's doing a good job.
Honestly, you can't roast Matt Bischoff. If you look at his you can't I fucked around with my profile when I applied because I knew that Corinne used to do those things where she makes fun of profiles, and it started getting bland. So I put all the good stuff in my profile. In my questionnaire, and then when I come to find out she didn't even do it for my season, I was fucking sorely disappointed. But when I went to go look at Matt's whole like wiki fandom page, it's the most fucking. It put me to sleep. I picking up my dog's shit more than I enjoy reading about Matt Bischoff's game. I couldn't tell you one good thing he did, but I know he was on a try with Malcolm. So that, I guess, congratulations. I actually was Malcolm a couple years ago. You weren't? You weren't, right? You weren't. That's right. He was a favorite. I forgot. Sorry. He was a shitty fan. I did see Malcolm a couple years ago downtown. He didn't recognize me. He was pretty fat, but I don't know. He's not here, so I should be roasting him. But yeah. So anyway, also I will say this. So I want to make a comment real quick about all this Survivor 50 stuff because I really haven't paid attention. I actually relied on my girl Kelly Wentworth to fill me in who was who, and then somebody had said something like, "Oh yeah, like we got this guy Jonathan who I actually met once." And he's supposed to be taking like maybe he's on the show to like battle Ozzy, and I said, well, thank God they didn't bring Joe England back for that. So they did something right. No matter what they did as far as casting, they did not bring back Joe England. So that's good.
I'm not sure where either one of them were January 6th, Wardog. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. But seriously, Matt, I guess I don't know what you're gonna do now with all your free time. So. Maybe you can shave.
I will let you know coming up here. I know exactly what Matt's going to be doing. I will fill in that blank. Wardog, are you hanging out?
For a little, as long as I'm walking these two assholes.
Okay,
so I can talk to you. I can talk to you five.
Because we got Lex next, and then I'm gonna fucking burn you. So I just want to make sure that you're here.
Oh yeah. I love it. This is fun.
So all right, Lex. What?
Yeah. So full disclosure, roasting is not my strong game. So I'm going to keep this mercifully short.
Sure.
But when the Survivor Caramoan cast was announced and fans got a first glimpse at you, Matt, they were understandably pumped about the prospect of another tattooed badass crushing the game of Survivor. Sadly, this enthusiasm would be short-lived. When the show aired and left the fans feeling as if they'd ordered Survivor Lex from Temu. Now, roasting and jokes all aside, though, Matt, my brother from another, you are one of the coolest fucking dudes that I've ever had the honor or pleasure of being able to call friend from this whole crazy Survivor experience and Survivor family that we all have.
Yes,
and I love you dearly, brother. And I miss you. I can't wait to see you again soon. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck on your new adventures. I know that whatever you do, you're going to crush it. I know that you'll continue to sit there and love your beautiful wife, your 2 beautiful boys. You've reminded me hundreds of times how much you and Tessa get busy. I'm sure that's going to continue as scheduled. Your after hours frolicking and canoodling, which has become legendary in our podcast family. We've heard about it plenty. So
yes.
So I just know whatever you're doing, you're gonna have a great time doing it. And I love you, brother.
Love you too.
And all you guys, again, as you said, Wardog couldn't have said it better. Super happy to be sharing these a little frame amongst all of
yeah. I mean, everyone here, you guys all are rule. I'm all a big fan of everyone here. So it's always an honor. Like, I'm a fan of Survivor at the end of the day. So it's been so cool. It's awesome.
Well said.
Yeah.
You know, Matt, you got a great voice. Too bad they didn't let you talk on the TV show.
Well, I guess I'm going to take the podium here, and Bret, I'm going to get you right before you go. I'll start
okay, you got to do it quick. Yeah. Flex, great job, by the way. I like that. That was good.
Yes.
Yeah. Bret LaBelle is here.
Here we go.
Bret LaBelle just got broken up with by his twink boyfriend, Stan Chris.
Who?
Stan Chris left the relationship because he was actually losing Instagram followers when they saw Bret LaBelle's Instagram follower number. I'm pretty sad about Bret and Chris breaking up, because I thought once Stan turned 17, they could actually start going to cool movies and things would really start heating up.
Right.
Bret LaBelle is a police officer, for those who don't know, one of Boston's finest. Big fan, personally. And if you're wondering why Bret is not on season 50, Jesse Tenenbaum contacted Eliza Orlins, and she said absolutely not. And so that has nothing to do with Jeff Probst, Bret. Eliza Orlins, you cannot be on season 50.
That makes sense now. That makes sense.
I'm sure Eliza was very torn in that moment of being against police officers but being in favor of the gay community.
Oh yeah, it makes her head spin.
Paid $10 for her Patreon to see her have a mental breakdown over it. Airing this Wednesday after her Survivor 50 cast assessment.
Yeah.
Too soon, Gabe. Too soon. Wow. Wardog is here, allegedly on Survivor. It's weird we have Wardog on because Matt Bischoff is known for being one of the world's greatest dads. And if you've ever seen Wardog throw anything, you're well aware that his dad never played catch with him. But let's hear it for Wardog's dad, Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is quite the character. Wardog was hoping I was going to say Lex Luger, but sorry, too soon, Wardog. Jonathan has left for season 50, and no one can push Lex Luger around right now. Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. You don't see Wardog's dating life on social media much. He's a very private person, but as you see, he does have 2 dogs. You see that on social media. You see it here. I can explain the dating life. It's non-existent. But Wardog has a very hefty subscription to Amazon for Jiffy peanut butter. So imagine what you will.
I actually do.
There we go.
It's for the protein shakes, I promise.
That's sure. Who's to say? Gabe Ortis. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen Gabe has a new podcast here on the Reality Up Show Network. It's pretty amazing. It's called Gabe's Big Move. For those of you wondering how it's titled, if you watch Gabe on his season of Survivor, Gabe explained over and over, "There's a big move coming. There's a big move coming," and we never saw it. Hence, we named it Gabe's Big Move. Happily titled after what I say to my fiance every night at 1 a.m. The big move is coming. Yes. I pride myself on having good hair, possibly the best hair of any Survivor castaway that has ever been on the show. I have the big blonde curls. Gabe too is known for his hair. For those of you listening and not watching, and have not watched the new era for obvious reasons, just imagine my pubes. Very, very, very comparable. Lex Vandenberg is here. Obviously, Boston Rob was not available. Lex Vandenberg was on a lot of lists for season 50 that were out there. I think he would have been an amazing castaway if he were to have been on season 50. But it is not because Lex said no. It is because they actually attempted many times to contact Lex to be on the show, but his AOL dial-up was not connected, and they could not reach it. It's true. Gabe, you were referring to tattoos earlier. Lex Vandenberg has some pretty awesome tattoos. For those of you familiar with Lisa Frank kitty cat stickers, you've seen most of them. Lex is a drummer for a band. He actually has a new vinyl record coming out. I pre-ordered it. What's the name of the new project there, Lex?
Autos.
The Autos. Very excited for
Autos.
this. The Auto, yes. For those of you that have not heard it, you should check it out. It is available. And if you're wondering the easiest way to get a drummer off your front porch, very simple. Pay him for the pizza. Very,
True story.
So, here we are, Matt Bischoff, the man. Wow, it's so quick to say mean things to other people. Who knew? Matt Bischoff, as you all know, is a big fan of pegging. His favorite actor is Simon Pegg. His favorite sitcom mom was Peg Bundy, and his favorite penis is when Tessa is wearing it. True story. The first time I ever stayed at Matt Bischoff's house, it was kind of awkward because I was under the impression that I would be staying in the basement with all of his video games and pool tables and Nerf guns. And it turns out I was assigned the bed with his wife, Tessa, and Matt would be residing in the cuck chair. No complaints, but I will say thank you, Tessa, for the T-shirt. That's great. I was not aware that was there were party gifts. So as you all know, I have a lot of T-shirts available at fairplayshirts.com. There's a Wardog Sucks Egg shirts along with others, and I make new shirts all the time. And I actually had a Matt Bischoff T-shirt. Said that's hilarious, and that's one of Matt's big quotables. So actually last week I was going through my T-shirts, and my fiance Jessica, she's like, "Can you narrow it down from 800 shirts to 799 and just keep the relevant ones?" And so I no longer have the Matt Bischoff T-shirt. So Matt, I understand that there was a lot of strap chat between yourself and Michael Snow that happened throughout Survivor Caramoan that never made it to air. And I know you're disappointed, and I get that. However, how much do we need to hear two guys talking about docking on primetime CBS? I mean, I know Bret would have loved that, but I just feel it's we're in a new era. You can do that now, but I feel that your time. So, but let me finish with Matt Bischoff. You're a great dad, and I mean one of the best dads ever on the planet. If you guys have ever seen his two boys, they're incredible. They're geniuses. They're good looking. They're tall. So whenever Matt meets the 6'4" guy that impregnated Tessa, he needs to say thank you like a good dad should and buy that man a beer.
It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love it.
And real quick, before you get a reply, we got Bobby Goodsby's here.
Oh,
Bobby Goodsby, for those that don't know, super excited to have Bobby Goodsby as a producer here on the Reality After Show. And so the way it went down is if you wanted Brett Walgamot, you got Bobby Goodsby. So I guess we got Bobby Goodsby. Everyone thinks Bobby is 5'4", and that would be 6 inches taller than Matt. That's not true. Bobby's actually 6'3" in real life, but still wears lifts for some reason. Don't know why.
All right, I was listening to you guys while I was at my daughter's dance class. Sorry I couldn't be here sooner. It sounded like you guys ran out of jokes, so I had to come save the day. I was like, babe, I know we got 30 more minutes, but these guys can't run a show for longer than 45 minutes, so I gotta leave and do this real quick. So, well.
There goes the producer. Thank God. There goes the producer.
Wow.
Lies and empty promises from producers. Go figure.
What else is new, Lex? What else?
Go
is there?
fucking figure.
I was actually upset that he showed up versus not being here on time.
He's back, please.
Oh fuck!
Wait, damn it! I don't know how I'm gonna pull up my damn notes now.
You are so on brand. Let me just say, you are so on brand, producer man.
Yes.
Okay, I've never done this on my phone, so give me a second here. I'm trying to figure out how I can do this.
Wardog's fucking.
Is it still showing me right here?
You're still being shown. Unfortunately.
While we wait for Bobby to figure out how to do his job, Bobby is the last guy you think is 6'3". He has the voice of a sixth grader.
Hey,
and the
Fairplay,
face
why are
of
you not
those
making
elves
him
that
hold the
make cookies
phone
in the trees.
horizontally?
He's
I
having
can't
enough
right now.
Oh, you just stepped on Gabe's line.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
So now I'm going to say it again. While we wait for Bobby to figure out how to do his job, Bobby is the last guy you think is 6'3". He has the voice of a sixth grader and the face of those elves that make cookies in trees.
Oh shit!
You got another one?
That's all I got for Bobby. I wrote that just now. I wrote that while Bobby was figuring out how to use the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with these. They're not great, but here we go. Gabe, how does it feel to be the one person from the new era not called to be on season 50? If only you had that one big move. Survivor should bring back. Survivor should bring back themes and names. I can't wait for them to do Survivor Game Changers too. They can just call it Survivor Gabe, Matt, and Brent.
Oh God.
Gabe, you know what's more embarrassing than being the Baltimore Ravens fan? Being the Boca Raton champion of the world. Johnny, 2003, Justin Timberlake called and wants his hair back. Johnny, you turned a 2-minute clip about a dead grandma into a 20-year career that includes celebrity bull riding, House of Villains, and the wrestling after show. It's called 15 Minutes of Fame, and that's about how much time people spent watching each of those shows.
Are you trying to say celebrity bull riding was not a hit?
Hold on. I had to pull my notes down, so I'll go in and out. All right, Johnny, if the podcast doesn't work out, I'm sure you can at least make a shirt about this roast. Johnny, you have a beautiful fiance. Clearly, she's not in it for the money, the fame, or the looks. So the only answer is she's in it for the Boca Raton Championship of the world.
She does have the reverse imprint of it on her most nights.
All right, now it's time for the man of the hour. Matt, it's unfortunate that you weren't on season 48 of Survivor. You easily could have been the most strategic person on that
season. Too soon, Bobby. Jeez.
Matt, you were on Survivor Caramoan, and you lost to a guy that got a sunburn on day one, a mom who lost her teeth in the pond. If they didn't give you more of a layup than that, it would have been called Survivor 48.
Or Redemption Island.
Matt, your gameplay was as iconic. Matt, your gameplay was as iconic as your beard. In your face, all out, and would have been cool.
Oh, at the
Oh,
punch,
no.
We lost him at the end.
Oh, what a
We didn't hear the end.
Okay, I said, Matt, your gameplay was as iconic as your beard. In your face, all out, and would have been cool in Survivor Borneo. Matt, you know what's worse than being a Bengals fan? being the Boca Raton championship of the world. Matt, they're gonna call you for. They were gonna call you for Survivor 50, but Jeff thought he could get way more gameplay out of Dan Spillo from Survivor Islands with the Idols.
Oh God.
Matt, with you gone, who's going to be the local pegging expert? Oh wait, never mind. Bret LaBelle is here.
Bret's not here to defend himself.
All right. That was all I came up with in the 30 minutes of my daughter's class. So that's all I have.
I love it.
Dad of the year.
Wardog, I don't know you guys well enough that I just would come off as an asshole, and that's the last thing I want to do. But the evidence.
Oh well, Gabe grabbed that torch, no problem.
I was gonna say that didn't stop Gabe.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
Well,
That's
I'm glad
awesome.
I could be here, Matt. Honestly, you had open arms to me when I came in here. I was a kid off the street trying to learn to be a podcaster, and I was on RHAP, and I still didn't get the love and support that you and Johnny and all the other guys have given me over here on Reality After Show. So I thank you guys for that. I've learned so much from you, and I wish you nothing but the best going forward. And I'm always here if you need someone to talk to. You know, you've got my number.
Yeah, right on, man. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Appreciate it, dude.
Awesome. Thank you, Bobby. Matt Bischoff, the man. I kind of set you up for this, thinking this was going to be a thank you, Matt. Matt Bischoff.
Dude, I'm so thrilled it was not, because when you first said, I've just been just real talk. It's like I've been doing this for what, Johnny, 7 years. I started with you.
It feels like 8.
Yeah, it was like 2018 or something. We've done so many podcasts, and it's been so awesome. But there were times in the new era that some of the seasons were just subpar.
Thanks,
and
Gabe.
I'd be like, I was like dreading sometimes doing the podcast, because I am like, Johnny, you said to me, you're one of the nicest survivors ever. And I found myself being like, dude, I don't want to just rag on these seasons if I'm not into it. And it was hard for me, really, because you're like the asshole, right? Like, you are the villain. I'm the nice guy. So, but I started to fucking be so annoyed. I mean, Lex, one of my favorite people on the planet, stopped watching American Survivor because Australian Survivor was so superior. And I don't know, man. It was tough during some of the new era stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm a huge Survivor fan. And I think sometimes lately, the podcast was taking away my true love of Survivor. And I just man, I'm burnt out. I just want to step away for a while. I mean, dude, Johnny, being on a podcast with you for 7 years, Lex, if you were to guess, do you think would you have guessed that I would have lasted this fucking long with Johnny?
No. And I remember when, well, it would have been probably 7.5 years ago. You came to me and you said, "Hey, I've got this idea. I want to podcast." And you kind of pitched me and said, "Would you be into doing it too?" And I'm a little bit older than you. And at the time I was already starting to feel and think if I don't want to do something at 100% and it doesn't give me joy, then I'm not going to waste my fucking time, because life is so bloody short. Mm-hmm. But I remember you were super pumped about it. And I thought, and honestly, I probably would have bet on you going this long. Because you're like a dog. When you get a bone and you bite down on it, you don't let go. Yes. But I have to say, I applaud you, and I respect the fact that you're wise enough to cut bait when you're not having fun anymore, because there's just no reason to do anything if you ain't having fun, because in a sneeze, this life is going to be behind you. It's all going to be over. So you should have some fucking fun. I think you're super smart, dude. And, but I have to say, anybody that could put up with fucking Fairplay at that frequency for that amount of time, I salute you, dude.
I love it. And like I said, Bobby and Gabe, I mean, you're in for the ride, dude. Get ready.
7 years is the number to beat. That's my number to beat.
Oh boy,
That's my number to beat. Fuck, I didn't know it was 7. I thought it was going to be like 2. I could do 2.
Does that mean we're gonna have to suffer through 14 more seasons of subpar Survivor? 7 more years?
They're not bringing Wardog back. We're good.
I'm already 4 years in, guys. Like, I'm already almost there, Matt. I'll be retiring this time next year. So let's.
We're going to be doing the Bobby roast.
Wardog, you need a roast from something. Can we just bring you on yearly just to fire you up?
Just to talk shit.
I have to. I'm gonna watch 50 because my boy Rick Devens made the cast. So.
Oh, there we go.
But so I don't know if I'm gonna watch 49. I haven't watched Survivor in a few years. Well, I gotta support Big Dick Rick. So
okay, we'll roast first boot Rick. We'll.
I got to get back into the dance class. Love you guys. I will see you.
Love you too, man.
We'll miss you.
Cheers.
Way to not be a good a dad as Matt Bischoff. Way to go.
I know I'm going to get back to my wife, and she's just going to be looking at me all pissed off. So
there.
I'll see you in an hour, Johnny, for the next one.
Oh, there we go.
All right, later, guys.
Later.
Matt Bischoff. Thank you.
Dude,
You're an incredible friend. You're an incredible podcaster. You have an incredible voice. You have an incredible soul and spirit, and it has been a true honor and privilege to have become your friend first and foremost. But to have done this week after week after week, and for those of we did the Castaway Watch Along podcast in addition to the weekly Survivor podcast. And the Australian Survivor podcast and everything else in between and fucking Danger Dave interview. I mean, fuck, we deserve a medal for that.
Dude, we've done some badass shit, man. And and I'll I'm not gonna be a stranger. It's just like I said, man, like Lex was saying. If I was in I look at it like music, it's like if I'm in a band and if I wasn't like totally giving it my 110%, then like I don't want to do that. And like I don't want to just be like, oh God, season 49, here we go. I just am like, man, you just step away. And I'm so pumped that Gabe has come on board because, dude, Gabe, like you are killer. Like literally, whenever I wasn't doing podcasts with Johnny and let's say he's doing a recap, I know what Johnny's going to say. I don't need to go back and listen to that shit. I will say I've listened to your 2 episodes solo by yourself. You are the fucking man, dude. Seriously. You kick ass. And the Survivor community of people that have listened to your shit are stoked. Me and Johnny were like, God, I mean, this would be like the worst time ever for me to quit doing this podcast. I don't have to do anything. It's like, so day 2, this happened. Gabe, what do you think? And then Gabe goes on for 40 minutes, and then we're like, okay, cool, see ya. I mean, no, you're seriously kick ass, dude. And I think you have
I mean, like I said at the end of my set there, for lack of a better term, that like the first time I did that was with you and Bobby. Mm-hmm. And I had a lot of imposter syndrome coming into that, where I was like, I didn't fucking win my season. Like, are people going to want to listen to me? Are the people I'm going to be on with? Like, obviously, Johnny's going to be on this show eventually. He was out for quite a while when I started making my appearances here. But even you, Matt, I was like, is this guy going to kind of fuck with what I have to say? Like, are people going to take me seriously? And I did that first podcast with you and Bobby after a 48 episode. And you were just so into what I had to say. You were so warm about bringing me into it and kind of running the show while giving me enough space to breathe and kind of play a little bit and figure out what I wanted my voice on this channel and in this community to be. And like, I came out of that episode and I was at my lady's house at the time. And I was like, I think I could do this. I think this is something that I could keep doing. I think I could find some real success here. And all of that was because of how you and Bobby handled working with me that first episode and the reception you guys gave me. Like, I mean, it's invaluable. And no matter where this takes me, whether it's making dick jokes with Jonny Fairplay for the next 4 years, and that's as far as this ever goes, or if I build something out of this, like the
8 years, Gabe.
8 years. Right? Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Like the seed of whatever my time in this community and on this platform becomes will always be that first show I got to do with you. So really,
dope,
man, I don't have the vocabulary to express my gratitude, but it means a lot. That's all I can say.
No, that's killer. And Johnny, like, just thank you for giving me this opportunity. Like when, when we first joined forces, when Lex and Big Tom and everyone came to my house for Tasha's event, the Reality for Diabetes. At that time, it's like I was really wanting to do my own podcast and all that kind of stuff. And then that's right around the time Matt Kuhn left, and you're like, dude, like, fuck doing your own one, just do it with me. And then literally like 2 days later, I'm trying to figure out stream, or it wasn't even stream, it was Skype and
SoundCloud and Skype and everything else.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was the worst.
And then over the years, I mean, Wardog, Johnny, he hated on you big time. And I remember you going to a viewing party in LA, I believe it was, where you guys, I'm assuming, met for the first time. And it was so cool.
Yes.
That's the beauty of Survivor, is like,
and this podcast more specifically.
Yeah, to be able to like rag on people and bust people's balls that are playing this crazy game of Survivor, but then at the end of the day be friends is so cool. And it's just, Survivor's been one of the most amazing things I've ever been a part of. Some of my favorite people on the planet I've met through Survivor. So it's been killer. It's really cool.
Thank
Johnny,
you, Matt.
Well done throwing this together. What a roast, right?
What a roast!
What a roast.
I'm glad some of us understood the assignment.
all to honor Team U, Lex.
Oh yes, dude.
Lex is like, I've not watched one New Era episode, and I will not start with 47 apparently.
You gotta start with this. The only one worth watching. That's all I'll say.
But since I'm not going to be doing and talking shit for a while about Survivor, today was an epic day. The cast reveal of Survivor 50. We've all been waiting for it. All this hype that Jeff Probst and people were making about it.
Sure.
Listen, for me personally, because I put something on Instagram, like, what are your thoughts? And I've seen everyone's thoughts online today. There are definitely people that I am excited to see play Survivor 50. However, there are definitely, I think they missed the boat big time, especially for bringing 3 people from season 48. No offense. I think Kyle and Camilla were the 2 best players on 48. Joe, I think, was a great guy. Do I need to see the 3 of them? No. The fact that I see, I'm just going to be honest, Tiffany, Emily, people that I wasn't necessarily like blown away by on the fucking cast. And I see Jerry Manthes, one of the most sad Instagram posts of her just looking off into the desert landscape, not making the show. Abby Maria, fuck Wardog. I would have loved to seen you, Lex, Gabe, Dominic Abate, Jesse Lopez, there's Jonny Fairplay.
Well,
Rupert.
I mean, if Wardog wasn't here, you wouldn't say that. It's
no, but
right.
I am shocked. I am shocked.
For the record, Wardog, I would take you over Emily Flippin. I'll be honest.
Wow.
Hot take, brother.
I mean, where are you guys at?
Wardog throw things horribly. That's
yeah, he does. At the end of the day, we're Survivor fans. Yes, we played Survivor, but we are fans, and I just feel like Survivor 50 definitely wasn't not in the hands of the fans. Are you guys happy about it? What's your guys' opinion on this?
Yeah, I think that this is a symptom. The cast is a symptom of them not doing some kind of new era returnee season before 50. Yeah. And because I was a big advocate, when the whole Survivor 50 process was first getting announced, that like we need some new era people to be on that, because you decided you were going to do this new thing. And if you didn't cast any of them on this big returnee season or give them a returnee season, then it's like, well, you guys don't care about these people, so why should we as fans? And obviously I don't speak as a fan, I speak as a new era person. But I feel like they felt like, well, okay, we need a good chunk of this cast to be new era people for that reason, to build up these stars that we want to sell people on and to build up this whole new era project that we want to sell people on. And it led to a lot of the issues that Matt just laid out, that it's like, you know, you got Kyle, who already won, and we just saw one. You got Joe, who has played a full game. Joe, I don't think will do anything to surprise anybody out there in 50 that we didn't see in 48. And so many other new era people you can say that about. And I think if you had season 49 just be new era all-stars, new era second, whatever the hell you want to call it, new era orgy, I don't give a fuck. Just like some kind of returnee season, then you wouldn't have felt so enabled to have to fill up the cast with a lot of people and leave a lot of these legends by the wayside, which is what Hands of the Fans and 50 should have been about. So I think it was a logistical error.
I agree with that. I think that 49 would have been the perfect opportunity to do that. 50, though, it's an auspicious number. It's a major milestone number, and this feels like they've just tossed the opportunity aside. And honestly, if they had done what you were proposing there by having a new era all-stars for 49, they would have teed up the perfect opportunity for 50 to be what fans have been clamoring for a long time, which is old school versus new school. They would have just had this new era returnee season. It would have been the perfect opportunity to have 12 old school legends, 12, new era, new school legends, and use the theme to create old school style, situations, new school style situations, and see where the cream, what cream rose to the top.
Yeah. And to that point, Lex, that is such an active conversation within the community, like outside of the game, of like, is new era good? Is old school more romanticized than it was actually good? And it's like, you could have answered that question, in the game. It wouldn't have just been Jeff coming out saying the new era is great and people like Fairplay suck. Like, you could have been like, let them settle it on the island, and who wouldn't?
And honestly, and you could have just teed up the conversation. And what do they want more than anything else? They want buzz, and they want to bring back some of the old fans that haven't been watching for many seasons. And now that I've met you, Gabe, I've got a reason to watch one new era season. I'm going to watch your season because now I'm invested. I feel like I have to because I've met you.
Thank you, man. I'll watch your season
the new era. So you picked a good one.
Yeah, our season.
That would have been the perfect opportunity to bring in people that have gone by the wayside and create that buzz on social media and just around the water cooler about the new school and the old school. And it would have, in and of itself, it would have created marketing buzz that they've been lacking for a few years, really.
Everything they do is so wrong. It's so frustrating. Like the Survivor social media, the fact that they do not fucking tag people to build you tag people. I had an hour-long conversation with Tyson.
They've got somebody from like 2000 who's been frozen in time in like 2003 or 2004. Running their social media. Clearly, it's a Jerry. It's probably somebody older than I am. So
look at what NBC is doing. NBC has a show. It's just like, hey, we're paying these people to promote. We're tagging these people. We're growing their Instagram followers. They're talking about it. Survivor CBS tags no one. Does not grow anyone's social media. Tyson, as I said, an hour-long conversation with Tyson yesterday. He's on House of Villains season 3 right now as we speak. So excited to be a part of the NBC family. Done with CBS. CBS, Jeff Probst called Australia versus the world and said, it was supposed to be Australia versus the U.S., said, hey, you can't call it Australia versus the U.S. I'm not allowing it. You have to make Australia versus the world, and you're pulling Tyson off this show. That is literally illegal to call another country and tell someone they can't work.
I didn't know he pulled Tyson off. I knew about the name thing.
Yes. Pulled Tyson and Cochran. Ooh.
Wow.
There we go. More on this on the patron Q&A. Get ready, folks. So yeah, contact them, said you can't use them. So then Tyson's like, great. So I'm on 50? No.
Dude. So who else besides obviously Wardog, were you called or have you ever been called for a returnee season?
For 40, yes.
Oh wow! Oh right. So 40 was rivals. Who was your rival?
I don't know. You know what? I didn't know what it was. I just got a call for 40 back in December of before my season aired. We had a film during December of 2018, and then obviously, I don't annoy anybody. Then there was, we had a long conversation. I was told about potential dates of availability, and they would get back in touch with me, and they never did. I think at a certain point.
Who do you feel was your rival?
So then I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't know this rival thing until about a year ago. And I went looking through Reddit, and I found a post that my rival was supposed to be David Wright. And David Wright had, somebody said, oh yeah, they were considering, but David didn't want to play again. And then shortly after, they switched to the idea of doing the winners when they got enough winners. Probably, to my understanding, is probably they probably got robbed to say yes to play again, and a few other people.
Well, they said, I was the first phone call for season 40, and Lex got a call shortly thereafter me.
Who's your rival?
I don't. It was either Sandra or Rupert. I don't know.
Okay.
Mine was Big Tom. Yeah.
Lex, we are. Hey, Gabe, who was Lex's rival?
After this roast, it'll be me. After the roast, it's me.
Now, mind you, after my season aired, I got into a little bit of a spat with the PR person from Survivor because I wanted to do 3 podcasts, afterwards. And I had promised Phil, the Survivor specialist, I was going to do his first.
Yeah.
And Sesternino comes up to me and asked me, he saw me in person, but he was kind of awkward about it. But then later on, he DM'd me and he asked me to do a podcast. And I already said yes to Fairplay. But I told Fairplay, I said in person, I said, no, I promised Phil like a month ago. I'm going to his first. And my understanding, and I don't know for sure, but I got an email from the PR person said, I can't do Phil. I can't do Fairplay. I must go do Sesternino's. Wow. I told him to fuck off. Yeah, I already got my checks. I got both my checks. And I went back and forth. I said, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do, and I'm going to go do in Phil's. And I got a call from my sweetheart casting person, and she said to me, I get what you're doing. And my casting person had kind of put herself on the line for me. And even Jeff has said in the interview, in one of those interviews talking about after I got voted out, that she vouched for me because they were going to take me off the cast. And I went through a couple of finals. And then he said, you understand that what you're doing right now, you're never going to play again. They're never going to call you again. And I told her, I said, sweetheart, it's okay. I got another life. I was graduating. I had just graduated the week before from law school. I got a new career. I'm good to go. But I will be going on Phil's fucking podcast. And I'm going to message Rob now and tell him I'm not going on his podcast. So I've never been on our app. And I like Rob. I've kind of beef with him. So, we'll joke around publicly about the Mets or something like that. But I never went on his podcast.
Wardog, I love all that so much. I have so much fucking respect for you right now. I didn't know that story. But I feel like I'm looking at a kindred spirit. So I fucking have so much respect for that.
So yeah, I mean, and to go back to what Gabe was saying, there's a fundamental flaw, and I want to. I guess I'm going to defend Survivor for their selection of the cast because of their own stupidity, but they put themselves in this boat because not only do they do no return, like you said, season 49 or 45 or something in between, like a returning season, but they also didn't do one at the end of the 30s either. So anything after Game Changers, unless you were a winner, right? So anything, if you were on season 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, you also never got a chance to come back. So they put this cast together, and I think part of them thought, well, maybe we want to balance to put half new era. But then they're like, well, we love David versus Goliath. We love that cat. We love that season. And it's a fun season. So they wanted to put 3 from that spot. And before you know, the spot started drying up. And I don't know if I would have, again, I haven't watched New Era at all. So I can't say if maybe seasons the later ones are better than the earlier ones. But I did see a post saying that 11 of the 12 players from the new era from the last 5 seasons, only one player from the first 4 of that group. That seems to be a little bit of a big disparity, and maybe that's just recency bias, right? And they're trying to do 2 things to get audience. They want to get the casual fan that just remembers faces from the last 2 years, and then get some really big names like your Ozzies and your Kobe's and somebody from season 1 and Cherie that anybody's going to remember.
Her name is Jenna Lewis, but that's fine.
No, I know Jenna Lewis. All right, I don't know her. I've never met her, but I'm just saying that. Like,
have you ever seen her sex tape?
You know what? I'm not going to comment on that. I know she did. I know she did one, but no, I have not. I know that she did one, but I think that if you went to a casual fan that Jenna Lewis is going to be on it, they might not remember it. But once they see the flashback and say, "Oh my God, that's right, I remember her. She was on All Stars. She was on the first season." So that's novelty versus like Colby or Cherie. Their name kind of rings out a bit more. That's just my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. So, well, this would not be a roast of Matt Bischoff without Matt Bischoff going, "Hey, I still want to do a podcast on my way out the door."
No, dude, today was a why just seeing that the reveal, and like I said, the person, 2 people actually, Chrissy Hoffbeck and Coach. I was really stoked to see on there. When I went out to play Caramoan, because I'm Mr. Nice Guy, one of the camera guys that was filming me said to me, because I was like climbing a coconut tree, and he mentioned Ozzy. And I've never met Ozzy, so this is not coming from me. But he basically said everyone on production hated Ozzy, saying Ozzy was like an arrogant prick and no one liked him. And then Ozzy does this OnlyFans and like porn shit and whatever, and they put him on the show, right? And I want to say a little secret here. So I'm in a fucking band called Dandelion Death, and we've been doing it as a joke since the 90s. My wife used to dance. Now we hire strippers to dance. They're strap-on dildos. We talk about, fucking old ladies and pentagrams and evil trolls. And I made the cast of Survivor. And then I'm pumping gas one day, and Lynn Spillman calls me and says, "Dude, background check found your fucking crazy satanic metal band," and she's like, "You may not be on the show." So I get this email of transcribed shit that I would say on stage at our shows. That was the most gnarly shit ever. And I was trying to she's like, "Bischoff was seen on stage saying, 'Do you guys smell the pussies of these strippers in the crowd?'" Whatever, some outrageous thing, right? And I was like, "Lynn, but I mean, this is really no different than like Jack Black and Tenacious D. It literally was a mockery of metal." But it almost cost me getting on the show. I had to literally contact any fucking person that had ever filmed my fucking band on YouTube. And I said, "I'm in legal trouble. I need you to take these videos down." They took them down. And finally, Lynn said, "Yeah, we really don't like your backup," which was Max Dawson, because he was at my finale for Caramoan at the hotel, the other bearded guy, and they ended up putting me on. You know what I mean? And I stopped doing that. I vowed, "Lynn, I will never do this fucking band again." But I'm doing it again. We actually we got a show coming up in September and another one in November. So pay attention to my social media. But you guys, I love all of you. And you never know. Maybe one day I will be back to podcasting, come out of retirement. But for now, like you, Wardog, and like you, Lex, a lot of the new, besides Gabe, your season was great, and I have enjoyed some of the new era seasons. But there were times where I was like, just like, "God, dude, I'm just not into watching this." And Australian Survivor is so far superior, and I just need to step back and focus on some other shit. And like I said, I don't want to be doing something that I'm not 100% fucking stoked on. So, but I'm sure, I'll be popping in here and there. But I love you guys, and you guys were so funny and fun doing this shit. Because I told Tessa, I was like, "Fuck." I was actually getting kind of emotional, like not crying, but I was like, "God, dude, like I got anxiety. Like I'm doing this like thank you podcast. I'm leaving tomorrow, dude, on an epic fucking trip out west." And I was like, "Dude, I don't want to get all sad." So this was like great that it wasn't just like
Yeah.
crying and
Yeah.
reminiscing and sad music and shit. It was a fun.
When I pitched
Matt,
this, I was like, "We want to do it. We love you. We want to do a thank you, Matt Bischoff podcast." And you're like, "Oh my God, that's so awesome! Yeah, I'm down. You know, I just hope I don't cry." And I'm like, "I don't think you're gonna cry."
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, if you're having a hard time sleeping on the plane today, just read your Survivor Wiki page. You'll fall
I love it.
Or watch season 48.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Awesome.
thank you guys.
Hey, Matt Bischoff, thank you so much. You're incredible. We love you.
Love you, brother. Love you so much.
Thank you,
Wardog and
Lex.
Gabe. It was
Okay.
such a pleasure to see you guys, Wardog and Gabe. Really glad.
Oh
to meet you
yeah,
guys.
I mean there was a comment.
same.
There was a comment
I hope
here.
to meet you guys in person.
Sure.
Same.
It said, I can't find it here, but somebody, Lex and Gabe on the same podcast is breaking my brain. That's how I feel right now. Like, all of this shit is still pretty. I was playing this time last year. I was in Fiji this time last year.
Wow.
So I still have these moments where, like, I kind of forget that I'm part of this. And this is one of those moments where it's like, Wardog and Lex are on the podcast that I've been messing around with for the past couple months. It's like, why? Like, I watched these guys when I was a kid and we're all hanging out.
I'm not that old, man.
I'm holding it together, but like there's a big fanboy in me that's been freaking out for the past hour or so that we've been here. So, thank you so much, guys, for trailblazing and making the pass so I could be here one day. Seriously, it means a lot.
Thank you, Bret LaBelle, who's no longer with us. Karen Reed just ran over
Passed
him.
away?
Yeah.
That was quick. That roast didn't end up well, huh?
Thank you, Lex Vandenberg. I am glad that Boston Rob couldn't make it. This is wonderful that you're here. Wardog, Wentworth was like, I don't know who Matt Bischoff is, so I'm glad that you're here. Gabe, you're the new kid. The torch is being passed. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Matt Bischoff, tell Tessa, thank you for the t-shirt once again. It's one of my favorite nights ever. And the child support check will be there shortly.
There you go. Cheers, everyone. Thank you. I love you all the listeners, all the fans. And until next time, love you guys. Enjoy your summer.
Love y'all. Peace.
Love y'all.